What's up, everybody? Bill here from Mad Max again, and today I am bringing to you something special, something very near dear to my heart, and it might even want to make you jump into Tilted Towers. The Scar 17. That last one was a miss. Yeah. So most of you know what a Scar 17 is. You might know it as a Scar Heavy. The Mark 17 to people that are in touch to the military world, I suppose. But for you that don't know what it is, it's SOCOM's most recent battle rifle. It's been in service for over 10 years now, but it came in to replace a bunch of different guns like the M110, or not necessarily replace, but do the job of a bunch of different guns. The M110, the Mark 14, M14, EBR, whatever you want to call it. And it could also be used as just like a regular Salter's weapon, just with heavy caliber to blast through walls and shit. But it stands for Special Operations Combat Assault Rifle, SCAR. They came out with this first. Then they also had the Mark 16, SCAR 16, which is the 5.56 version, but SOCOM doesn't use that anymore. Some naval units will, but not so much. It is a 7.62 semi-automatic piston-driven rifle. So, clear. But let's get into it. Start from the front. We got a proprietary muzzle brake to the SCAR. It is made by Primary Weapon System, and it does its job really well, but it is super loud. So like when people are next to you and you're shooting it, they're gonna hate you. This is a point of controversy. It has a 16-inch pencil barrel. A lot of people think it should have either an 18-inch or even a shorter barrel. But 16 inch is a happy medium. They have the SCAR 20 now, which is a 20-inch barrel. It's just like the precision rifle version of this. But this has a 16-inch barrel. It is a 1 in 12 twist. It's kind of a lighter contour, which it doesn't help for the accuracy, but it definitely helps for the weight. And as a .308 battle rifle, you're going to need that. Right here, it has adjustable gas block if you run suppressed or not. Which is weird because they say if you run it with suppressor, voids the warranty, but most people don't really worry about that. It has a very nice flip-up iron sight here. It's got like the HK style type thing going on there. You got one quad rail going across the top, so you could put like night vision and shit up here, and it'll co-witness, which is actually the reason they did it. You got some polymer rails here, which could be a issue on the sides if you like catch on something might break, peck might fall off, light might fall off, whatever. Underneath here, this is aluminum. Right here, I got a Tango Down. I believe it's Mark 47 or Mark 46 grip. It's just a big Tango Down grip. Got a reciprocating charging handle, which could be an issue. I'll roll on a clip where I was shooting and I was holding it like this and it caught my thumb and it did not feel good and it caused a malfunction. This is something you gotta get used to when you're shooting this. But you could, when you tear it down, you could change the charging handle to either side, so you wouldn't have to worry about it if you put it on this side, but it's more of an AK type thing. It's just coming under, it's annoying. Moving back or down, the lower receiver is polymer, which another thing people bitch about. I think it's fine. It's not going to break on you. It's proven enough to where it's probably fallen down mountains in Afghanistan and survived. It is almost fully ambidextrous. You got mag release here. You got safety selector there. Also on this side, you got mag release here. But the bolt catch is only on the side of like a standard AR M4. Oh, another thing with the charging handle being on this side, you gotta get used to it. You're gonna grind your knuckles there on the scope mount, which I have done more than once. Standard A2 grip. A lot of people bitch about that. It's fine. The trigger, it is a very good mil-spec trigger. It's got a single stage. I'll get a close-up of it, but it's a single stage. There's a little bit of creep, boom, kind of heavy. Reset is very distinct. It's pretty heavy. It's probably like an 8-pound trigger. Back here you got another really good flip-up sight. A lot of people wish that they would FN would sell these like separately, so they put them on other guns, but they don't. They only come on the Scars. Another thing people really bitch about on the Scars is the UGG boot, the stock. I don't mind it. I think it adds to the charm of the Scar. It is adjustable two ways. You got this way, and then you got the cheek comb for if you're going to be running a good optic. You got to get a little more up on there, you know. And also folding for, you know, jumping out of planes and shit. When the stock's folded, you can shoot it. Unlike an M4 where it has the bolt going back, the whole bolt's up in the front here. So, but a lot of people complain about these stocks breaking, so they'll replace it with the Kinetic Development Group stock. I'm not going to replace this unless it really shits the bed on me. Well, you got sling spots on both sides here. Also got them on the normal shooter side. You got two of them up here. Not really sure why they did that, but they did. I got one of my favorite slings, one of my two favorite slings actually. I got an Edgar Sherman Designs sling. It does the same adjusting pull like every other good sling these days. The other sling I'd go to, which I talk about a lot, is the Faro Concept Slingster. That's dope. Up top here I got a EOTech Voodoo. Not going to touch on that. I'm going to do a totally separate video on that. A lot of good things, some bad things, but I don't know, I like it a lot. So the reason I bought this is the same reason as probably a lot of people do. I saw it in video games, saw it in movies, and like pictures of military and everything. And it's been my favorite gun for probably like 6 years, ever since I found out about it. So for the past 3.5 years, I've been really looking for it to buy it, but you just couldn't find them. And if I did find one, it was in black, and I wasn't about to buy a Scar that was black. FDE or nothing. But yeah, so I actually found it at a pretty decent price. I saw it on local gun store on Instagram, called them on my way home from work, told them I'll be there in 10 minutes, and I went and got it. True story. But while it is my favorite gun, and there are a lot of pros to it to me, there are some cons. I will get into those in a second, but the pros, for a .308 battle rifle, the way you see it right here, scope and everything, it's 10 pounds 4 ounces. Loaded mag, obviously it's going to be more than that with 20 rounds of .308. But really helps distribute the recoil of a 308 being so heavy. Like I was saying before with the muzzle brake, it really does its job well, mitigating the recoil. The recoil is very different than any other AR-10 style or like my M1A. It's very thuddy, but it's straight back into your shoulder. You get a little muzzle rise, but the brake kind of takes care of that. It's just like thumpy. You'll see in the videos. The adjustable cheek height, that's very good if you run an optic like this, because it was down, you would kind of have to like bring your head up a little. But this, you can really sit onto it and get the same sight picture every time. The stock's actually kind of comfortable. People talk shit about it. It fits in there nice. I like it. Fuck all you other guys that think it's stupid. While I was talking about the reciprocating charging handle kind of being like not a good thing, it doubles as a forward assist. So if you get it caught up where it's like a failure to feed all the way, you just slap the bitch forward, it'll go in there. And being a piston gun the way it is, it stays clean way longer than like a direct impingement AR style. We'll get into some of the cons. This is not really a con because to me and to the military, it's not supposed to be a precision gun. I put a bunch of different ammo, 168 grain, 175, 178 I believe, and then a bunch of different 150s. At 100 meters, you're gonna be looking at about between 1.5 and 2.25 inch gun, and that's fine because it's a battle rifle. It's not supposed to be a DMR. I'm sure with the higher magnification scope and actual lead sled, you would get closer to inch groups, but I was just shooting off a range bag, popping it on there. I mean, I'm not upset with what I was shooting with it. However, at like 250 is the farthest my range goes right now. I was nailing a 6-inch ringer like time after time after time, and it wasn't an issue at all. Some of the other cons, like I was saying with the reciprocating charging handle, grind the knuckles, that's a big one. Catching on your thumb if you're not paying attention, but that is shooter error, not the gun's fault. You should know that. The trigger, like I was saying, heavy. I have a hard time with follow-up shots because I'm so used to Geissele triggers on all my ARs. Another con, magazines, proprietary, just FN magazines work in this. They make Pro Mags, I think, but I don't trust them. The FN mags are a little pricey. They're $35 when you can find them. I spent days searching for mags before I could find them, and then eventually I just ordered them off a Gun Mag Warehouse, and even they are out of stock right now, which is kind of annoying. So when you find them, buy them. Another con, like I was saying before, the stock, people think it's flimsy. I think it's fine. That's a matter of opinion. People say they break all the time, but that's from people trying to like rip them back into place, and if you just do it gently, it goes back in there normally. And probably the biggest con out of this, the price. I mean, the MSRP is around $3,500. You can find them anywhere as far down as like $2,800. I paid around $3,000 for it. The way I always see it, it's worth what you're willing to pay. And I was looking for 3 years. I've seen them places for $3,500. Didn't have the money at the time, whatever the issue was. But when I found out I could get it for $3,000, I hopped right on that. You can find them on auctions online and everything from time to time. But everywhere you look, it's going to be closer to $3,500 if you're getting it off the internet. So, in my opinion, the pros outweigh the cons. After I bought it, it hasn't changed. This is still my favorite gun of all time up until this point. But in the future, I do plan on changing some shit on it. I'm going to go for more of a Mark 17 clone. So I'm going to have to pull this off. I got to find one of the AAC 18-tooth miters, flash hider things that go on at the suppressor mounts that come down to like here. They're pretty cool looking. Look it up. While I do really like the Voodoo, and I'm going to do a video on that in the future, I'm going to go for the Night Force 2.5 to 10 by 24 with just the Night Force rings to just look like the Mark 17s at the issue. I'm going to throw the Geissele trigger out because I played with one on the Scar 20s at the local gun store the other day. and boy, those are crisp and light, and I feel like that, one, that's going to tighten up the groups. Two, it's going to help with my follow-up shots because I'm not going to be fucking yanking on it and pulling it up and shit. You'll see what I mean. I'll throw in a little video up here of me not being able to pull off more than 2 or 3 at a time. Again, that's probably shooter error and just me sucking, not being used to it. And lastly, for the building into a Mark 17, I'm gonna flashlight. Gonna go with the Surefire Scout. I'm thinking about doing the M300, like the mini one, but I'll probably end up doing like M600 dual fuel just to have that 1,000 lumens because everyone needs 1,000 lumens of light. So in summary, still my favorite gun. Still love it. Still ecstatic that I bought it and found it because they come in waves, and then when they're gone for a couple of years. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Throw a like down there if you liked it. If not, whatever. And down below, drop a comment and tell me what you really think. If you haven't already, subscribe. There should be a little thing down here with my face on it. Check out some of my other videos. They're going to be right about here. Yeah. I will see you next time with another gun or piece of gear. And maybe you'll just see me run around in circles shooting at steel like I know what I'm doing. See you next time. Fortnite's fucking dude!